Okay, here we have another problem that's asking us to check if the binomial is a factor of the polynomial. Now, the difference between this and some of the ones that we previously saw is that before it told us to use synthetic division, and here it's not explicitly telling us to use synthetic division. So, of course, we could use synthetic division just the same way that we've done it a couple times already, but I'm also going to show you another way to check if the binomial is a factor. So again, we want to know, is this a factor of this? And the method other than doing synthetic division is going to do this. It's going to be this here. If we take a look at this binomial and we take our same k value, remember the k value is the constant term, change this sign. So this is minus 4, so my k is going to be positive 4. Now, if I plug this 4 into this polynomial. So plug it in for a in each spot. Like if I plug it in here, and here, and here, and evaluate that, I can find out if this is a factor or not. And it's basically going to be the same thing. If when I evaluate it, I get an answer of 0, then we have a factor. If I evaluate it and it's any other number, then it's not a factor. So let's try this here. This is what it's going to look like. So let me write this guy out, a cubed, but I'm going to replace the a with parentheses. Remember, we're going to plug in here. So a cubed plus 4a squared minus 34a plus 4. Okay, we want to see what this is equal to when we plug in a 4. So we're going to take the 4, plug it in here, and here, and here, and then we're going to evaluate. Now, if you're doing this by hand, this method is actually harder than synthetic division, at least in my opinion, because you'd have to calculate all these by hand, and then add them all up. But if you're using a calculator or technology, this can go pretty quickly. So one thing we could do is type this in on our calculator, on the TI-30 calculators that we have. What I'm going to use here, since I'm doing this all on the computer and I'm sharing my screen, is I'm going to do it on Desmos. So if I go to Desmos, I can type this in just like I would on the calculator, and I'm going to type it in just like it's written. So parentheses 4, close parentheses, exponent 3 plus 4, parentheses 4, exponent 2 minus 34, parentheses 4, plus 4. Okay, and we can see here, we get an answer. Desmos gives us an answer here. Just see if we're able to see the whole thing at once. There it is. Okay. So here we plugged it all in. Now this value right down here in the corner, that's what it evaluates to. So this whole thing equals a negative 4. It doesn't equal 0. So over here, equals a negative 4. Okay. It's not a 0. That means it's not a factor. So that's going to be our answer here. Let me also show you another way, just in case you want to do it this way. You could, on Desmos, you could type it in like this. Just actually write these all out with an A. Okay, if we do that, and then on the next line in Desmos, if we do this, what number are we plugging in for A? A 4. So if we do it like that, and then again, it gives us the same answer. You see that? Negative 4. So we get the same thing. I just wanted to show you another way to evaluate it on Desmos. But either way, this does not evaluate to a 0, therefore it's not a factor. So here's our answer. No, A minus 4 is not a factor.